I'm sitting in the Volvo C30 because I wanted to show you that I got this radiator. It's that brand Nissan's. It was $160 from Rock Auto before shipping. And it says you're supposed to replace it with a radiator that meets the cooling standards of the OEM. I didn't look that one up for this one, but I think it's one of the good brands. Fingers crossed. I'm pretty sure that the radiator was leaking, causing it to overheat. But I don't want to make more work. There's no fog lights. I don't want to make more work for myself. I'll show you what it looks, where I'm at so far. I don't want to make more work for myself by removing the thermostat. I detailed it under here with some wipes, and I was just like meticulously wiping off grime and stuff. There's a bunch of overspray on this car, so it kind of shows me that they repainted it, and they didn't do the greatest job because the paint on the door doesn't match the paint on the rest of it. Okay, so here's what it looks like after you take the airbox out. The airbox is tricky to get out. It's like a Lego piece that doesn't fit, and you have to wiggle it and maneuver it for like 20 minutes till finally you'll get it out. So some people say you have to remove the motor mount and push the engine forward to get enough space. But I got the airbox to pop out. I'll take you over and show you what it looks like. I found there was a tiny bit more slack when I removed the filter. So the air filter was taken out. There's a bunch of the plastics that were removed. But basically what it says to install a radiator, you have to take that out. You have to drain the coolant. Then you have to remove the fans. So now I'm going to remove this by watching YouTube videos. And you have to take the whole front bumper cover off. So this is going to be crazy. So you have to do that and disconnect all the hoses and lines before, and the intercooler. So you have to do all that before you can take it apart. Here's where the thermostat housing is. I don't know if I should probably take it out and put it in a thing of boiling water to make sure it pops open. So I'll make another set of footage to document. I'll make another set of clips with footage to document the process. Alright, I've been off and on at it for like 4 hours. Taking breaks here and there, but man, look at this big jumble of wires and stuff. Trying to get the fan shroud to come out at this point. So here's the little, on the right side, that's one of the plastic clips, and then on the other side there's one too. So you undo the clips, you're supposed to pull the fan shroud out, but I feel like this aluminum piece on the bottom of it, there's a little shelf. Bear with me while I try to show it. So down there in that crevice, there's a shelf down there. The top of it was in the shelf. The lip of it, see, it was screwed in. I took the torque spit out. But the bottom part of it, how do I get that to pop off that shelf? The clearance is so small. It's like how changing the water pump was. So I have to get this fan shroud out before I can remove the radiator. Yo, I'm back at it. Here's where I'm at. So it says it's normal to find a small amount of oil inside of the intercooler because it lubricates the ventilation system, but excessive oil can be not good because it indicates a problem with the crankcase ventilation system or the turbo seals. So I'm wondering, does this look like, okay, not outside, sorry. Does this look like excessive oil? I took a glob out on my finger. Does that look excessive? I'm hoping that maybe not. So I'm hoping that's a normal amount of oil. It's not excessive. I'm just gonna get a new intercooler. I'd like to do the upgrade one, the DO88, but it's like 500 bucks. So I'm gonna have to wait and just get this. It's probably just a cheap used one. Maybe I'll get the same brand, a new one, the same brand as the Radiator, as cheap as I can find it. But what I'm trying to show now is, please excuse the rambling, but I'm trying to show this oil buildup. So if you look down here, see all that oil and crap? Like, what is that dripping from? What is all that buildup from? It comes as high as this. It comes as high as this. So it's like, maybe it is. Is this the turbo? I thought this was the manifold. The turbo seals. Is it dripping from here? Or the crankcase ventilation system? What is that? That's in here somewhere, isn't it? I gotta research more. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about this car so that I can just, keep it going. Like, I'm willing to put in the work, I just don't know how. Like, I'm trying to learn how to do it as much as I can. So what's up, car guys? Where's the content? Where's the videos? If you're seeing this video, you're probably lucky because the algorithm does not play me. So there's a bunch of the hardware that kind of shows like how much I've taken apart. But I have to jack the car up really far to get the radiator out. It's gotta be like 20 inches up, so I've just been putting it off. I could have had it done by now, but I'm not in a hurry because I'm just gonna have to wait for an intercooler anyways. I'm not gonna want to drive it if it's freaking busted. What is this? Why is this piece of plastic broke? What is this for? What's interesting is that this car, even though it doesn't have a fog light switch, it comes wired for them. So I mean, you have to have the dealership put it into the computer. You have to have them. Maybe that's what this one's for. I thought it was for this one though, because there's another one on the other side. But I'm just kind of like looking around and trying to like, do maintenance and stuff as best as I can. I got a bunch of that overspray cleaned off, but man, that was annoying. I've just been like trying to clean it up and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I'm not gonna want to drive it with the intercooler clogged up like that. So I'm gonna put this new radiator in, and then I'm gonna be waiting for the intercooler. But yeah, also I was like really intrigued. It's really interesting about the air intake system. So one of the videos on YouTube, the guy's name is Mynameideasweretaken. He has his expansion tank relocated to where the battery was. The battery's in the trunk. So in this area, he actually put he put from this tube to here, and then he has his cone here. From here to here, he has a really short intake, so it made it like it made it spool really loud. And then he cut a notch in the side here and put a vent so that it could get fresh air right there, just direct. But that's he said. But then at the end of his video, he said if he was to do it again, he would use his stock air box, but he would use a high flow air filter. So I guess that one I have is probably not a high flow one. I'll probably switch over to a high flow one. But what I learned about these air box things, when you put them back in, you can cut this off. So this was hung up a lot when I was trying to get it off. It made the clearance really tight. I don't see how having one less leg would really hinder it all that much, because there's like four of them in total. These like plunger attachment things. I guess the previous person who installed it put a little bit of grease on it to make sure it just, you know, stays going in and out of there easily. But I was kind of thinking about different air intake systems. Like, I guess this one's good. Like, I was like, okay, can I port it? Is there any way I could port it? Like, if I cut off some of these plastic pieces. But I think these are kind of like these are like little grates to help the dirt not go in, stay in the filter and not go through. So I don't think there's really, I think the design of it is pretty good. They did all the math so to figure out the amount of air that it needs, because I'm like, well, can I port it so that it gets more air? Can I make the snorkel tube bigger? Can I like port these plastic pieces? Or somehow, I was thinking it'd be cool if there was like a cone that came here, a cone filter, so it comes out of the engine bay and it's seriously cold air, and then like a 3-inch fan in front of it, like feeding it. But I don't know, one of the upgrades that you do is bigger tubing. So, or a lot of the upgrades, you do a bigger exhaust and cat or catless downpipe. So this going all the way down the back. This goes from 2 inches to 3 inches. Oh man, I'm hoping I can get that piece off Facebook Marketplace. That would be cool. Because this piece, the 3-inch one, is a mandrel bent piece of aluminum. It's $240 to your door. Yeah, this is turning into an expensive project, but it's where I'm at. I just wanted to show it. Go ahead and leave some comments and tell me if you're knowledgeable about the Volvo C30 and what you think about it. Thanks. Okay, here's what we're looking like. The jack stand is that far under because I jacked it with the jack like nearer. So you have to jack it up really high to get the radiator out. It's about as tall as this wrench, so I've got it like kind of measured with that because I couldn't find my tape. But this is why it's good to have cool neighbors sometimes. He let me use his jack. So here's what we're looking like. I almost forgot the topic of this video. How to do a Volvo C30 radiator. So it comes out from the bottom. So I'll show you what it looks like underneath. One of the hurdles is getting the hoses off. So underneath here, this bolt and this bolt. So on each side, that's what's holding the radiator up. But the hose clamps are in difficult to reach locations, and they're just small little bolts like this, only they're round. So all you can do is use one bit. You can't use the socket on it. But anyways, I got to get those hose clamps off. The frame stand things off. These brackets off. So four bolts and 2 hose clamps. And I'm gonna pull this radiator. Okay, this just happened. It looks like my video has an unhappy result. A sad ending to this video. I took out the wrong bolt. I didn't know that was a pressurized system line. There was one more. I was working on this last Torx bolt. I think it's the last one, because I'm hung up on these AC lines, so I think I just made a $500 mistake. So, I mean, you can laugh about it or cry. I guess I'll just do both. But hopefully you'll not make the same mistake I did on this one. Okay, so here's the ending to the video. I just wanted to show that I was successfully able to install the radiator. It was a lot of work. Actually, I'm still not even done yet. I haven't reassembled everything. I still need to put the air box and the fan and the reconnect the lines. But I did get a new thermostat, because the old one, I put it in boiling water and it looked like it took a long time to open. I had a thermometer on it and it looked like the temperature was like 205. It was like rapidly boiling for like 10 seconds before the thermometer opened. It's supposed to open sooner than that. So I got a new thermometer, and yeah, I just wanted to give some tips. If you end up trying to install the radiator by yourself, you're going to want to have some straps or a rope. You're going to want to wrap the rope around here and hold it up while you disassemble the brackets and the shelf that it's on. So basically, the reason why I installed the new radiator is because I thought it was leaking. When my water pump went out, so I think what caused the water pump to go out, or hopefully it's what it was, because if not, then it's something else. But I think the thermostat was bad, eventually leading to a water pump loss. So I replaced the water pump, and then I was doing a coolant resurge. I was running it with the heater on and refilling the coolant, and I thought the radiator was leaking, because I could see drops coming from this area from the front one, but that's the AC condenser. I saw steam coming out of this area and drops coming out from the front. So I think maybe the radiator wasn't even bad. So now I have this other radiator. I think maybe this old radiator was actually still good. So I guess there's a way you can test them. So I might want to do that. It's looking pretty old though. So I mean, it can't hurt to update it with a new one. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about the Volvo C30. Just if you're on this video anyways, you're probably interested in it. I was looking at some of the upgrades that you can do for it, like regarding the air intake. So this can get updated to a larger tube, and you can get the tubes that come around here and attach to the snorkel, but the air has to travel through two bins, so it does have restriction. You can get the cone that just ends on this spot. You could actually remove this and install a cone on this area, so your tube is like way shorter with little vents on the side. There's like all these different upgrades you can do. But I really like the Volvo prototype concept Polestar from 2006, I think. But basically what they did is they routed the air intake straight into this funnel, into this inlet. So this air inlet is where it ended. It just went straight. So I got to figure out how to get the filter in this area. Like, I don't know what it ends on though, because it had a the silicone tube from here to here, silicone tube, and you can't see where the filter is or if it even has a filter. So, but that's kind of what I want to do. I want it to just be straight, and it will have less air restrictions. And I really like the look of this OEM intake manifold, because there are aftermarket options for intake manifold. There's the Elevate one, and I don't like the look of the Elevate one because it says Elevate, boom, right when you open the hood. It's like a big billboard for them. There's also another one. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Anembo. No, I'm butchering that. There's also another one you can get that it's basically a big round cast one, has more intake capacity. The Anembo one is like, it's good for the mid-range power. The Elevate one is good for, I'm not sure what the Elevate one's good for, but then there's another one. It's called the what is it called? Shoot, there's different ones you can get. One of them's for a high range, one of them's for a mid range, but you can update the intake manifold. But what I was wondering is, can I just take this off and port it? So can I port this part to match this better? Can I port the gasket? I could port the cylinder heads and valve guides. You can also do a Porsche throttle body update, so you can get a larger throttle body from a Porsche, 6 millimeters larger. The Volvo Polestar one, this tube, I think it was a larger diameter, but it was like plastic. It looked OEM like this one. It looked really cool. But I guess you can get the Elevate one. It's like 3 inches. It's aluminum. So if I did that, I would have this part all like, I would have it painted black. It looks like this actually is a larger diameter on this part. That's weird. It like gets smaller. Basically, I want it this diameter all the way across, but plastic. But I can make it look plastic by spraying it with some crinkle paint and then having it come straight through here. Yeah, this video is going to be kind of long-winded, but I'm just kind of trying to get an idea of ways that I could make this car cooler with what I got. Like the Polestar concept car, the brake system on it is huge. I mean, financially and performance wise, like huge calipers. But the fenders on it, on the Polestar concept car, are really cool. They like come out like, they have like little like aerodynamic additional little spots on this part. I was thinking, wouldn't that be cool if you could make fiberglass ones? But anyways, just giving you guys a look at some of the things that I'm working on. I showed this area to a mechanic, Robert DIY, and to ask him what he thinks might be the cause of this oil, and he says this guy's the culprit. So this thing, it might be leaking from this thing somewhere and just splattering it everywhere. And I did read online that this piece does go out sometimes and leak oil everywhere. So I bought some brake cleaner. I'm gonna try to clean this stuff off, and I might actually replace this sooner than later, hopefully, to try to get a handle on the oil leak, because I want the engine bay to look really nice and clean. I want it to be top-notch, tip-top, so when you open the hood, it just looks nice. And I want to add some additional performance mods when I'm able, such as a larger downpipe with a race cat, updated exhaust system on the back, with 4-inch stainless tips. Not sure about the intake manifold yet, if I would update it, because the stock one looks pretty cool, but I would, and the Volvo concept car just had the stock one, but I would try to get a larger one of these with this coming straight through, like I said, larger Porsche throttle body. And then I would do some work on suspension too, maybe lowering springs or coilovers, I don't know yet. But just if you have an idea of how to work on these C30 Volvos, go ahead and leave a comment. Alright. Okay, so this clip is just going to be a couple minutes, hopefully. I'm not trying to be too long-winded. I just wanted to show kind of where I'm at with the radiator install. I was able to get it installed by myself by wrapping a piece of rope around it and holding it up while I reconnected the bracket. It would be helpful to have someone or some straps, have someone help you hold it. But the whole reason I replaced the radiator was because I saw a leak through here because it was steaming. I saw a leak through here on the front. I thought that was the radiator, but it's actually the AC condenser. But I did test out the thermostat in boiling water, and it looked like maybe there's a delay for it to open. So I got a new one from O'Reilly's, and I'm hoping that maybe it was the radiator that caused the water pump to go out and all this. And then a mechanic told me that his guess for this oil mess down here is this piece. So this is plastic. So I'm gonna eventually try to replace that and get this all cleaned up with like brake clean. But I did want to mention that the air intake system from the Volvo concept prototype car, it's a piece that goes from here straight into this port. So I'm not sure how they have their filter. I'm not sure how it terminates. Is it just a silicone tube with no filter on the end? How would I be able to install the air intake directly into this area? If anybody knows or has a general idea of how they built that, go ahead and leave a comment. Or if you're interested in working on Volvo C30s, go ahead and let me know some of your ideas. I would like to do some mods to this car. Like, I was looking up how to pour and polish the stock intake manifold because I like the look of it. I'm not sure which intake manifold upgrade would be best to use. There are a few different options, but yeah, anyways, go ahead and shoot me a comment if you're working on your radiator or if you're just interested in Volvos in general, and take it easy.